Hi guys, happy Wednesday. This is going to be a good one today. I'm very excited. This is one of my very favorite projects that I have ever created, I think, for ImpressArt. So I'm excited to share this with you guys today. Hi Allison. Hi guys. So if you are a newbie, welcome. Aloha. How are you, sweetheart? My name is Rita Panula. I am design director for ImpressArt. All right. Hi, Camille. In your comments below, you're going to see ImpressArt pop up, and that is going to be Jen and Allie. They are at the office. I'm still going back and forth from going in the office and working from home still. So I'm coming to you from my home studio. So welcome. Hi, Brenda. Thank you. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Angie. So good afternoon, Francesca. Hi, Lynn. So every time I stand here 3 days a week for you guys, and I always get questions about the wall hangings that are over there, but I have taken them down and I'm going to walk you through how to make these today. Hi, Susan. Hi, Erica. Hi, Terry. Terry, I just shipped out your earrings. Hi, Luann. How are you? I haven't seen you, sweetheart, in a long time. Hi, Sandy. So we are going to make a wall hanging today. So I shared with you guys that I am, thank you, Carrie. I shared with you guys that I am moving. So in a couple of weeks, you'll see things just seem to disappear a little bit from here because I'm trying to pack things away and share stuff and beads that I have accumulated over a very long time, trying to give some a new home, but I'm also trying to incorporate some of the stuff that I have long put away and have forgotten into some of our designs. So today we are going to do a wall hanging, and I received a bag of this phenomenal yarn, all this kinds of different textures and colors, and from my beautiful friend Jen Perkins about 2 years ago during a conference. So I watched my daughter, she was like packing up the craft closet today, and I was like, oh, give me that yarn because I could use that. So, and then while I was getting ready, I'm looking at these little jars that I had, and I'm like, we could totally incorporate that into a wall hanging. So if you're not so into crystals, I am going to show you how you can utilize a little jar. Okay, so I know that I don't know what kind of plant that is, and I'm terrible with plants, and it's probably needs a lot of water, but you could definitely put a plant or just maybe like a few leaves into a vial and attach that. So I was playing around all morning, and I finally figured it out, so I'm going to share that with you guys today. Sandy's at the vet's office. Well, thank you for joining us from outside. I hope your dog is okay. So, right, Terry, I figured that would be neat. So, Sharon, you're moving too? Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. So, well, I'm glad that you're finally in the new house. I'm packing, so, which is the worst thing in the world, I think. So, but I did find a bunch of these stamps that I've lost. So it's good, an air plant to go through everything. So you have some small crystals, and guys, we don't have these crystals at ImpressArt, but you can definitely pick these kind of crystals up Amazon. But if you are a crystal lover and you're afraid of buying synthetic or whatever, you could definitely go to any of your metaphysical stores. We have, I'm in Patchogue on Long Island. So we have in town, we have a Main Street, and we have a Tranquility Spa that I go for Reiki, and that's where I've purchased that. But if you're in Nassau County on Long Island, you could also go to Instant Karma, and she's been there since my first job at the bead store at 13. So she's been there a long time. So these are reputable places. Definitely open up, you know, bring up Google, find a place, shop small in your area for these crystals. All right. Packing is a pain. It is. All right. Okay, Alicia, well, you could watch the replay of this, definitely. And then if you have any questions, you could leave them in the comments, and we can definitely try to answer those for you. So, tons of crystals and rocks. Well, Angie, you're in a good area. My New Mexico friends, my Arizona friends, you always have that the big Tucson show, the Gem and Mineral show. If anyone has ever been to Tucson, that's a great show to go to. So right, Carly? So I'm going to show you a really quick and easy way to bend that. Hello, brother-in-law. Hello, Lewis. Thank you for joining us today. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this. Now, I'm going to only stamp half of it, because if I did a mandala through the entire thing, I'm going to give you little tips and tricks on how you could decorate it. We are going to be riveting one today, all right, with a crystal rivet. Carly, the Tucson show should be on your bucket list. It should be on all our bucket lists. It's an amazing show. So we're going to rivet these, but I also had my 11-year-old use Gs Hypo last night. So I'm going to show you how you can use your Gs Hypo to achieve it if you aren't really loving the look of the crystal rivets. So Linda, yes, Linda. Tucson, as I call it, is the big dance. Yes, it is. So I'm not sure about 2021 yet, because we haven't heard anything about that, but I'm usually at the casino to be True Blue show there. So we are going to get started. All right, so I'm going to bring you over to my block, and we're going to have some fun. All right, so this might take a little long, so you might want to pace yourself and watch this, and maybe over the course of the day. Or you could stay with me, and I could try to answer your questions as best as possible. So I'm going to bring you over. All right. Hi, Roseanne. Hi, Kathy. All right. So I'm just going to show you another one that I've done, and I'll bring these up so you could see them closer with all of the detail. Okay, so let me just move my block out of the way, and I'll show you the moon. So let me bring this up a little bit. There we go. So this is using the mandala, the geometric mandala pack. Okay, so you see I don't have my full moons on there. I like to hang my designs off my metals. So this was done with copper bracelet blanks. All right, and you could see it's tarnishing a little bit, but that's okay. I still love the look of it. All right. So you could see that I also am a big fan of matte, not so shiny. And I definitely didn't want to stamp the cuff that I made for this. All right, but you could see that it is glued and cut. And then I use jump rings at the top. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but we're also going to use our rivets. Okay, hi Stephanie. So that's the first one. I'm going to put that to the side. And then we also have the moon. that everybody was interested in, and I believe we did a Facebook Live on this. Okay, so if you go back into our videos, you should definitely check out this one if this is what you're interested in. This one I soldered, but I've also made one on a live with you using the Gs Hypo. Okay, so your really big tools that you're going to need to bend these are bracelets. Okay, so you're going to need a pair of cutters, which are available on ImpressArt.com. You're also going to need a hole punch. Now, not your handheld hole punch. You're going to use your screw down hole punch. Remember, guys, your handheld hole punch only works up to certain gauges. If you're working with these big gauges and these premium blanks, you're going to need the screw down hole punch. All right. And here are our Crescent Blanks. And these are my favorite. You'll see in my designs, I like to use the same things over and over again for different purposes. All right. So this I made a lot for Christmas. And a lot of my friends actually have this hanging either in their campers or I have a smaller version of it from my rearview mirror. Much smaller version. But your bracelet blanks could double as different things. Now, if you see here, I really just textured the outskirts of the bracelets. I didn't do anything on the insides. But what would be really nice is doing a pretty message if you're gifting this. You could put the kids' names inside, like love you to the moon and back, or you are my moon, sun, and stars. So, and that's it. I believe, Camille, that these copper jump rings were on clearance. I'm not sure if we have any more left. I know they were in your last, they were in the last flash sale. So I don't know if we're sold out of those. All right. Don't they, Noelle? That's Nicole. Nicole, am I saying your name right? I apologize. I butcher names. I butcher them, so I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. But give me a thumbs up. You could let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. All right, so there's that. So what I did last night, well, not what I did. I started to do it, and then my little girl took over, was I used, now this is a smaller version, okay? This is with the Petite Bracelet Blanks. Okay, they are 5 1/4. All right, and I used the Gs Hypo on this. All right, so I punched my hole in the top, okay, and then I glued. She got a little bit of Gs Hypo there, but for the most part, she did an amazing job, and she let it dry, because if I did this, I definitely wouldn't have let it dry, and it would be very crooked. So she definitely got her patience from her dad. Copper. So copper are sold out. Sorry, guys. All right. Cynthia, I want to say you have to look into the videos. It'll say it right on top, the name of the video of the Facebook Live. Crescent wall hanging. All right, so this is a smaller version, you know, and you could see the difference. I'm sorry, guys. So you could see the difference between the 6 and the 5 1/4. So what's an alternative to Gs Hypo? Carly, I would say an alternative to Gs Hypo would be your E6000. Okay? Would definitely be your E6000. So, like I said before, I definitely like more of a matte look on different frames. Okay? So, you know, you could, of course, you're going to texture it, put your, stamp on it before you glue it together. But I just wanted to show you what one looks like in a smaller size. So I'm going to come back to this one. Right now we're going to walk through, we're going to do one together with the aluminum blanks, okay, and rivets, because I know everybody was so interested in rivets. So what I did, just to make this a little faster, was I marked my holes. So what I did, guys, was I took one and I measured it up to see where I would want my crystal rivet, okay? And then I just literally punched one hole out with the screw hole punch, okay, with the larger size. Okay, you can use a 2-part epoxy. The 2-part epoxy, I've had experiences that it just dries up and the crystal falls out. So I'm sure that we could figure it out. Hi, Karen. I haven't seen you in forever, my darling. I hope you're doing well. So I followed through and I put holes in all 3 of my bracelet blanks. So with this one, I think I'm going to use my mandala pack, my Henna Mandala pack, to do this. Okay? And I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. Hi Myra, I have a lot of ladies from Arizona joining me today. So, like I said about the other sample that I showed you with the big crystal on it, I really like having my stamps hang off of my blanks. Okay, it gives it a whole different look. And it's really just personal preference. And what I do is I start from the beginning. And I just go all the way across my blank. And I'm not really worried about lining it up, okay? Because I like that it's a little different each time. I'm using the 9.5 in the Henna Mandala pattern just to, give it a couple of lines, give it some dimension and texture. And guys, if you don't want to use your mandalas, hi Caroline. Hi Shelly. Shelly, you could use either the ImpressArt or you can use the Xeron. And those are, Jen posted the link a couple of comments ago. It is versatile. And, you could stamp it in different ways, Lynn, which is my favorite. Okay. And I'm just going to continue this down my bracelet. And I'm tilting and tapping because I want to make sure that I get all. So here's your question. The big rubber block under the big block. Where do I get it? So Karen, you're going to go to ImpressArt.com. And if Jen could grab that link for you, she will post it in the comments. That rubber mat. All right, so here is my first bracelet. Now, guys, when you're forging into the aluminum is soft. It's going to get a little wonky. I'm going to pull this back just a little bit. It is, yes, Hattie, that is the riveting block. Okay? I am going to, and there goes letter set. Always something happening here. Let me grab, I'm going to use my multi-function hammer, and I'm going to put the nylon head in there and tighten my screw at the bottom. okay? Because guys, when you're stamping and you're forging into metal, okay, you'll see that it gets a little wonky. It gets a little wavy, your metal. And that's only because the metal's spreading and it's got no place to go, all right? So what I suggest doing is you're going to take it down and you're going to see, do you see how you could see that space in between there? I'm going to take my nylon head and I'm just going to lightly tap it. And then it'll bend right back into shape. All right, so I have my first one completed. Okay, and I definitely like to go before the hole because these will stick out. We're going to do a second one. And then we're going to put some rivets in it. Cynthia, you could contact customer service with that question, okay? And you're just going to continue it. And like I said, if you're not really into patterns, you can definitely do texture on these. You can, if you have a favorite quote, you can do a quote on them. Going to continue. All right, there we go. So you see I have that dip here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take that dip. You could see that space in between, okay? Just going to take my nylon head. Give it a couple of taps and even that out. There you go. So now my second's done. All right. So now I have this really beautiful pattern through my bracelets. What's nice about this also, guys, if you are gifting this to someone, remember, you could stamp on both sides of these bracelets. Definitely take the time and put your maker's mark in it. Put your name in it. You can put the person's name and write a message on the back. These are all little things that you guys can add to it. So I picked the color rivet that I picked today because I'm going to go with a really pretty stone that I actually found. I actually found this in Tucson on the way home from a Beads of Courage event. Last year, I found this on the floor in the parking lot. So, of course, I looked around and saw if, and asked if anybody had dropped it, and everybody said no, so I took it with me, and I've given it a good home. So I'm going to actually have that as my centerpiece. And that's what helped me with picking the crystal rivet that I'm going to use. So I'm going to take some of my rivets out. And I'm going to use the citrine. I would also, now that I'm thinking of it, I probably would have used, and I didn't take them from work the last time I was in. I probably would have used an amethyst, but I really wasn't thinking of, it is a citrine. Yep, that's a citrine. Okay. I probably would have used an amethyst with the yarn that I found from my beautiful friend Jen Perkins this morning when we were packing. But I'm going to go with what I have. And I'm going to use these crystal rivets with it. So I'm going to put this on the side. Okay. And I'm going to take my crystal rivets off. Take my stamping block off, and I'm going to start with my center. So I'm going to bring in my crystal rivet, and it falls. I'm going to put that into the first hole, okay? And I'm going to bring my other bracelet underneath it, okay? Then I'm going to, put my cap on the back, okay? Now, when you're using crystal rivets, you want to make sure that your cap, you have enough room that your cap fits on it, okay? So there is my cap on it. Okay? Then I'm going to come back in with my tool. Hi, Tina. So Jen just posted a link for the crystal rivets in all different colors. All right, so you definitely want to use the side of your setting tool that is domed, okay? Then you're going to take your hammer. I'm going to pull this up a little bit today, guys. We're struggling a little bit because I don't have much room. Let me pull this out a little bit. Let's see. Okay, still not good. All right, let me push this. Nope, that's not going to happen. Hold on. Let me take this down, pull this up just a little bit. There we go. So you're going to use the side that has that dome. You're going to place that with your crystal right on top of your crystal rivet, okay? Sometimes the cap snaps, but sometimes they don't. Camille, that's just how they were made. These crystal rivets are made by hand with a tool. They're not made by big machines. So sometimes it varies. Gonna give that a couple of hits. And there is your first crystal rivet. Okay? Just like that. Can everybody see that? All right, so that's your first crystal rivet. Just gonna knock it down a little bit. So with these crystal rivets, you really need to do them on the pad, okay? Because if you don't use the pad, you will crack your crystal. No, Francesca, you could use you could use rivets in any kind of project. I'm just gonna hit it a couple more times. All right. And then I'm gonna come in at the bottom. All right. With my plane. No, the rivets they're sold separate. You know, Karen, I was thinking about you this morning because, like I said, I was packing and that beautiful bouquet of lavender that you gave me when we were in Tucson is still on my night table. So I did think about you this morning. So I think you tuning in was a sign. So then I'm going to connect my bottom. Okay, I'm going to bring this over. Take my cap. Place my cap over. Is this the right cap? This isn't the right cap. Let's see if I have another cap. What is going on? Here we go. Let's look. And if you're like me, don't mix rivets. Don't mix rivets. There we go. They are a nice touch. They leave a really nice, it's a really nice look. I feel like people don't give rivets enough credit. Up. And there we go. I'm working in such a small space here. Let me go and find my crystal rivet now. All right. Let's bring this down. Okay. And I'm going to finish it off with my third rivet. Pull that out. Put that right inside to connect it. Flip that over. There we go. And there are my crystals, 2 on the side. There we go. So I actually took one of the crystals off because I completely forgot that you should put a jump ring up top, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely leave your crystal up top open for your jump ring. Okay, so there are those 2 at the bottom. All right, now I am going to put that back on my block because I'm going to show you, let's see, how you could use a jump ring to close that. So let me grab one of my jump rings. You could cut the base off to remove a rivet. You're going to put your cutters right at the base and just give it a little snip and it'll come off. Remember guys, these rivets are aluminum. Rivets are aluminum, these silver ones. So they are soft. Grab my pliers and open that up. And I'm going to literally string my jump ring through. Okay, bring that around with my technical difficulties today. Hold on one second. There we go. So I know I'm off camera. Just give me a couple of seconds. Okay. So there you go. So you have your jump ring. Now, guys, you could also use jump rings if you don't want to use crystal rivets. Okay? These are, nope, these are 6 inches. It's just that I'm working from my phone. So there's not much room and I can't turn my phone another way because then I'll lose you guys. So these are the 6-inch bracelets, okay? Now, when we come in from the center, okay, I'm gonna show you one that I did already. You're gonna use your ring bending pliers, okay? Not being secretive, just couldn't get the jump ring on with you guys so low, being so low with the camera. So, all right. So what you're gonna need is you're definitely gonna need a pair of metal shears, okay, like I showed you before, the Xuron. And I'm going to show you how you're gonna cut it. All right, so I'm gonna actually put this aside for a few seconds and bring another. Stephanie, I'm using the Xuron. I either use Xuron or I use the ImpressArt cutters. But I believe, hi Maureen. Jen, could you confirm that we're out of cutters? I'm not sure if we're out of the ImpressArt cutters or not. So these are the ImpressArt, okay? And these are the Xuron, and we sell them both on the website, all right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in the center. First, you're gonna stamp your pattern on it if you like it. I'm gonna keep mine plain, all right? I didn't bend for the crystal yet, Terry. I didn't bend it yet. I'm just showing you how I did it, okay? So what you're going to do is you're not gonna cut before because obviously my crystal and your crystal are gonna be different sizes, okay? So cutting your bracelet is going to be, we are all out of the cutters. So definitely, definitely use, we have the Xuron on the website. These are fantastic, guys, okay? The shears. All right, so I'm gonna come in from the center and I'm gonna pull you guys back just a little bit. Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna come in with my ring bending tool right in the center. So I'm gonna find my center. My center is gonna be my 3-inch because these are my 6-inch bracelets. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna bend it. And then I'm gonna follow it around. Okay? Now, I'm going to take my crystal and put it in there. I don't want to glue my crystal, guys. Okay? You can if you like, but I'd rather not glue my crystal. Okay? So I see how it fits. Okay? And then I take my plier. I'm gonna try to do this so you guys could see. And I take my finger and I bend it up. And I'm gonna do the same thing this way. Could have gone a little bit more. Okay, so now I have where my crystal's gonna sit. Okay, just in there, all right? And then I'm going to cut, I'm gonna measure it. And cut it to size. Mind blown. All right, so sometimes when you're using the bending tool on the bracelet, it's a little wonky, like mine is. So what you're gonna do is, see how that's a little off? I'm just going to take my nylon head, because I want it nice and straight and neat. All right, take my plastic off. Okay. Now again, you're going to want to texture this. You could leave it plain. You can mat it. Do with you what you will with it. All right. So here is my crystal, sits nicely in there. Does everybody see that? Just with tension, with a little bit of tension. All right, so I'm going to take my crystal then, take it from the back. All right, does everybody see that? Francesca, I haven't seen a Harley Davidson stamp, and unfortunately, Harley Davidson is very, very, very copyrighted, and you definitely don't want to mess with stuff like that. So maybe you can draw a design and you could submit it to ImpressArt, and we could make a custom stamp for you, but we definitely can't do the bar and shield. All right. So again, you're going to take it. Now I would do this flat, mind you, but since I have to show you guys, I am going to just rough it a little bit, okay? You're going to mark both sides of where you want to cut your crystal. You're going to come in and just nip it. Okay, and I would take your crystal out while you're working on it. And then you could take it back. After you cut one side, definitely take a look again. At it to see that you have it nice and centered. I'm going to cut my other side. Guys, it's super easy to cut. You're just going to put it in there. And remember, when you're using cutters, you definitely don't want to don't use the top of your cutters. Use the middle. Okay? And then you're going to bring it in right back. Okay? So here is your crystal. Your holder for your crystal. Now, you can rivet each side of this. I don't want to, so I am going to use my Gs Hypo, and I'm going to let it sit overnight, but I'm not going to use my glue until I show you guys how to hang your fringe. All right? But before we hang anything and we use any glue, I am going to use, let's see, I'm going to take some more that's wrong jump ring. Wrong jump ring. Grab the wrong jump ring. All right, I'm going to take some more jump rings. I'm going to open them up. And I'm going to just expand, lengthen my hanger, okay? And you could also put, a really pretty ribbon at the top of that. With the moons, I used a silk cord, okay? So now I'm gonna come in and I'm going to use, let's see, I don't know, you guys, I'm going to let you guys choose. So in my in my bag of really pretty yarns that I just dropped on the floor, see that? Do you think we should use the gold marker, or do you think we should use that patina green blue? I'll give you guys the option. What do you think? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? I'm going to put that cord right there. What do you think? I'll leave it up to you guys to be my design team today. Carly, you can if you want. It's completely up to you. Yes, they're 7. What do we think? Anne says gold. All right, Anne, since you're the first one. And Roseanne, both golds. Okay, so I'm going to take my gold marker. And I'm going to color in. Now, guys, there's no right or wrong way to do this. You could do this. You could color your enamel in before, or you could color your enamel in after you put your rivets on. Completely up to you. I always like to leave my enameling to the end with stuff like this because, you know, I'm an overthinker. So I need to know, you know, what my cord looks like, how my metal feels. There's a lot that goes in to it. So I'm just going to color in my impressions. There isn't a, no, you're going to use your hammer. You're going to use your Argo angle hammer, Tina. You don't have to use a riveting hammer. I use a regular stamping hammer. Purple yarn, 7 millimeter jump ring at the top. Definitely 7. I'm going to come back in. You could have used, yeah, Karen, you could use black. I'm going to lightly wipe. Now at the top, I'm definitely going to use some Gs Hypo at the top of this also, okay? Just to make it a little sturdier. All right. So there is my gold. And you see it just complements it so nicely. All right. And I would definitely put some kind of pattern in there. All right. But you could see, Carly, it's kind of, you know, it's definitely in there, my crystal. It's definitely a lot of tension on that. All right. So once I take my Gs Hypo, we're going to fast forward a little bit, and glue my centerpiece in there, guys, okay? I'm going to let it sit there overnight, probably 24 hours, to really make sure that your glue is dry. So the one that we did last night is pretty nicely cured, all right? And this is the brass, okay? And then I'll show you my idea with this after, okay? So you want to, overnight, you definitely want to put some Gs Hypo on the back of that, okay? And let it sit. You could clamp on it. What I would do, guys, though, see the edges of these? I would rough them up a little bit. So what I would do is, okay, I would take any stamp that you have, any detailed stamp, and I would hit the edges and just texture that up a little bit. So like the same thing in pottery, when you're putting a handle on your mug, you rough up the edges where your glue's gonna sit in. You could definitely do that. Terry, you could rivet that. Now, to clamp this, you could either use small clamps, or you could use, let's see what I have. I have these. I would come in, these are very handy, especially in jewelry making, guys. So I would put my glue, rough up my edges, right? Put my glue, and definitely add clamps to each side overnight. Okay? So definitely use these butterfly clips and they'll look fantastic. Do I have another butterfly clip? I thought I did. I had a bunch of them, but like I said, I'm in the middle of packing, so I think I might have done away with that bin. But definitely use 2 butterfly clips on these, okay? 1 on each side, let it dry overnight. So we're gonna fast forward, okay? We're gonna pretend that that is glued on already, all right? And we're gonna come in now with the yarn. All right. Now I am a mixer. I'm a mixer of color. I mix, you could use clothespins too. I mix a lot of stuff. So I am going to mix the colors that are in this bag from my beautiful friend Jen. All right, and I'm going to start in my center, okay? I'm going to make a hoop. I'm going to bring that over, bring my 2 underneath, and I'm gonna let that hang just like that. Now, I like it like this because I like when my metal shows. If you don't want your metal to show, you're gonna do the opposite so your cord looks like that, okay? So my next one, I'll do the other way, all right? So I'm gonna bring this in. Actually, I'm gonna bring it over and under, and pull it through. Now, if you are crochet goddesses, macrame goddesses, don't judge. I am not. I tried to take a macrame class and I failed miserably. So I would definitely do that. What you could do also, I happen to really love lately this peacock color. So I probably would come back in. And like I said, I mix everything. So I probably, for the next one, I would come in this side, over it, right? Bring it in, and I would mix 2 colors. And then so on and so forth. Now, I did see a couple of friends of mine use this cord and they opened it, okay? So it gives it a more frilly look, which is super beautiful. But I think I like, actually, I don't really like my metal showing because, you know, if anyone's gonna overthink a project, it's gonna be me at the last minute. So we're gonna overthink this together, guys. So I'm going to come in no, wrong again. I'm going to come in from the top and the bottom. There we go. Bring this through. And have it lay like that. And I'll take a picture of this when I'm done with it today, and we'll post it in the comments. For those of you who are doubting my pinks, my purples, and my blues, my purples and my blues with this color, but I'm loving how that all looks together. How beautiful is that? What do we think? What do we think? It's a lark's head knot. Yes, Gail. Wool would be nice. Definitely. Yep. Well, the yarn was gifted to me and I just figured I'd use it today. All right. Well, Cynthia, you could actually watch, we have an inspiration video. If you go to ImpressArt.com, we have an inspiration tutorial. In the inspiration gallery, we have a tutorial where I did a wall hanging, and it's step by step. And you could watch that if I am confusing you this way. All right. I really can't move the camera all that much. All right. It does need, you can, yep, crystals. You could, you know, guys, you could do pretty much anything you want. You could do moons. You could actually use a moon face pack on each side if that's your thing. All right. See that? So these are all really different things that you could do utilizing your bracelet blanks. It doesn't always have to be jewelry related. Doesn't have to be jewelry related. So I will finish this up later on this evening and I will post a picture in the comments. I'm giving you so many ideas, Angie. I'm glad. So now I'm going to switch because if you're not a crystal lover and you're more of a plant lover, what you can do is, and this is what I thought about this morning while I was getting ready. I'm just going to put that aside. You can, now this is smaller. This is your 5 1/4 petite bracelets. All right. Oh, there we go. Jen put that link in the comments. So the Mystical Moonlight tutorial. All right. So I was thinking about this. All right. So I did another one and I just want to bang it down just a little bit. All right. And I thought about these little jars that I had. Okay. An air plant. Yes. So I'm going to open that up. And it sits right inside there. Does everybody see that? How fantastic is that? Now with this, guys, I would definitely use my Gs Hypo. Okay. Definitely use, you could do a cactus too, yes. A succulent. All right. And you could bring that right in there, okay? How great is that? And it snaps, literally snaps right in there. How pretty is that? I know, I'm like literally so excited. I was like, wait a second. And of course, you know, I texted Jen. You could do seashells. Yes, guys, you could pretty much do anything. You could do anything. You know, you could do, and of course you could cut these off, you know. So I would definitely mark it. Obviously, when it's flat. Colored sand, yes, would look fantastic. So this too, I'm just going to take, and you can see it's really in there, guys. It's really in there. And that's using your ring bending tool. Sea glass, yes. You're just going to clip it. See that? Hi, Jean. It does look good, Shelly. I know. Hi, Nicole. So, Nicole, I know you live on Long Island and close to the water, but this is a great idea, guys, especially if you take like, you know, summer vacations and, you know, you go and you're going to the beach. How cute, adorable is that? And Tina, you're going to laugh when I tell you where this jar is from. This jar is from the dollar store. So the dollar store apparently has a craft section now. You could fill it with beach stones, shells, crystals, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, your tropical, look, Jalen, that's perfect. Sit, Angie, yes, I got them from the dollar store. Pebbles, look at all these great ideas. So now I'm giving you guys, I think, Jen, could you hear me? I know you could hear me, and Allie, and they're going to kill me back at the office, but I am giving all of you a challenge. Are you guys going to accept my challenge? I want to see how creative you guys get with bracelet blanks, okay? And little objects that you have around your studio or your craft room or your craft cart, okay? I want you to, we're definitely gonna have a challenge. That's it. And we're gonna give something away, Jen. What do you think about that, Jen? You want to give me some thumbs up and some love for that? So that is the challenge. So the challenge that I'm giving is you are going to use your bracelet blanks. Tina, you can get the rivets if you want, but there, you know, you have a Gs Hypo also. Or that's it, Carly. Bring it, right? I want to see you guys take off with this idea. And what you're going to do is you're going to hashtag impress us, or you could either, if you don't feel comfortable posting it and tagging us, you're going to send it to us. All right? And me, Jen, and Allie, and everybody back at the office, we're going to pick a winner. You don't need the jars, Alicia. Get a little bit crafty. Get crafty. I know you girls are all sorts of creatives. Don't necessarily have to have the jars. Just have to have the bracelet blanks. A little challenge to see how creative we could get with this project. Because now everybody's giving me ideas. Sand and pebbles and definitely, that's it. Terry said challenge accepted. You have, let's see. So today, we're almost, it's the 30th, right? No, 29th to 29th. Lord help us all. How about we go to September 29th? All right? All right. So that's what we'll do. We'll do it in September because I know a lot of people are just about either you're going into being homebound from what's going on in the world, or we're just coming out of it like us in New York. So all you need are bracelet blanks. All right, so that is the challenge. All right. So like I thought about this while I was getting ready today, let your imaginations run wild. All right. Go look through your craft boxes, or do you have a junk drawer? How many people have junk drawers in their kitchen? There you go. So Jen agreed. I think I just forced Jen into this. September 29th. So Tina, these little ones are the Petite Bracelets, but you can also use the 6-inch. All right. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I can't wait to see these. So I'll have these posted later on this evening when I'm done with them. I'm going to try to let this one dry a little bit more. All right, Angie, don't give away your secrets. Nope, just one. Just make one. You could use any size bracelet. You could use a 5/8 bracelet blank. You can use anything you want. I want to see how creative you guys could get with your supplies, okay? And you could either find, I'm trying to think, I don't want to give away too much stuff as to what you could use, but I think challenges are good. I think they're fun. I think they're, you know, get your creative juices going. You could post on Facebook or Instagram. All right. That's going to be so much fun. We've never really had a challenge like this before. So I'm giving you all a challenge. So remember, they have to be, so let's think of some rules. So they have to be bracelet blanks. Could be any size bracelet blank, could be the tapered bracelet blanks, it could be 5/8, it could be 1/8 inch. Well, thank you, Ruth. Just as long as they're bracelet blanks. I know, I love that we're having a challenge too. All right. Challenges are a great thing. Because, you know, guys, we learn. We learn from doing things. Like, I could only give you so much. Like today, for instance, I'm showing you the knot, and it completely escaped my head that is called a lark's head knot. But then we had, I believe, it was Gail that was like, that's a lark's head knot. So we all learn. We learn by doing. I'm a firm believer. It's how I teach my daughter how to do certain things. I learn by doing. Okay? And we're all here to swap information, you know? Creativity. When you're creative, it's good to share everything that you have in your brain with other people. All right? It's not like a test, because I don't like to think of it as a test. I like when you guys just take an idea that I've given you and build on it. Sort of like the Rita dish that everybody's talking about. I like that you guys took something that I created from just a blank and took it to the next level. So I want to see what you guys can create from something as simple as cutting bracelet blanks, texturing them, putting a pattern on them. So, well, Andrew, if you want to enter more than one, you can. You know, just make it your own, like Kathy said. All right. Well, I have to tell you, if YouTube was a thing when I was in school for jewelry and sculpture, I probably wouldn't have had the student loans that I had. So, and there wasn't this kind of forum. And by the time I got to the program, my freshman year, the school that I went to canceled the jewelry design program. So it was just myself and a professor. That was it. I was the only person in the jewelry program for that graduating year. So I learned a magnitude of everything from this one person. So, you know, I joke because I still in contact with him today, and I refer to him as my personal YouTube channel, but I paid him a lot of money. So, all right. So I will get on the phone with Jen now, and I will discuss what we're going to name this challenge, and we'll put it out there, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to submit. All right. One-on-one learning at its finest, right? Yes, Camille. Well, we're going to do something. I'll talk to the marketing department. I'll talk to Jen. I'll talk to Allison, and we will definitely maybe have a page with everybody's work on it for you. I think this is going to be a good thing. This is a good thing. Challenges are a good thing. So how long for the challenge? So you have until September 29th. Karen, it was good to see you too, my friend. So guys, have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And we will have something else fun to do. All right? Have a good night. Have a relaxing evening. And take your stamps out and play a little bit. Thanks so much, guys. See you tomorrow.